I promised you guys a gossip circle on this channel, so let's do it. The fuck's wrong with Pre-Med 2? Fuck's wrong with that guy? He witnessed me being suicidal. I talked about getting a gun, and he was like, whatever happened to Rope? Which is funny, right? He's a comedian. Like the comedian in Watchmen that rapes a Vietnamese woman. Kills her. He's a shitty person. So what? Like, I understand that because you can't just bend over backwards for people that are suicidal. It's too common and it's too hokey kind of a solution. So I go to the asylum for a little while. I don't know what to call it. It's not an asylum, it's a hospital, but it's a mental facility. And I get better from the the extreme suicidal thoughts. I've never gotten rid of the suicidal thoughts. They were with me yesterday. But Pre-Med 2 knows that I go to a mental hospital and his criticisms continue, holding me to standards that nobody can meet, knowing that they bother me, and knowing that I have a mental health problem. He's 100% sanist. And sanism is bad as hell. It is the worst. It's worse than, I don't know what you got. Now racism's awful, probably the worst. But sanism is severe. Let's look at the history of sanism. One of the first skulls we've discovered, an ancient skull of humankind, has trephination. That's holes that they put in the skull. Multiple holes. And they figure that that's because they want to let the demons out. That person had a mental health problem and was behaving erratically, and the community decided to put holes in his skull. Now, did the assault on the insane stop there? The crazy, as everyone says crazy every day without a second thought, like it doesn't matter at all. And then somebody shoots somebody and everybody goes, I wonder if we put enough into mental health. While we die in privacy, under the privacy fetish of HIPAA. This gossip circle expands. Pre-Med 2 is just a symptom. He's not significant. He's a symptom of the disease, which is sanism and pride. Because he himself has a mental disorder. But to his credit, he's managed it. So he is capable of doing anything. But he looks at the insane and he says they are incapable, unlike me. I can handle my mental illness, but this person's crazy. So even after I send him to an asylum, I'm going to keep criticizing him, knowing that it bugs him, and laughing and blaming him for everything. Literally, it's all your fucking fault, is one of his videos. What a pure asshole. To think that any problem is all one person's fault. My problems are definitely partially my thought. The lion's share of my problems I put at my own feet. But to think that the other people in my life whose support has been so mediocre until after I go to prison, just to be honest with you, my family didn't give a shit that I was homeless. Not at all. They had other things to do. I go to prison, there's a chance to get litigious, and my family bubbles up. So my gossip circle expands to my own family. How Kaiser Soze of me, you know? But what is my point? Oh, what did Pre-Med do? He continued to attack me, knowing also that I have a legitimate point. that the N-word should mean human. And he's there scoffing at it and pretending like it doesn't have a chance until it doesn't have a chance when I've gone to prison. And then he realizes, oops, I fucked this guy over. I'll stop making videos about him. I'll give him silence. I'm not going to apologize. So that's what I wanted to go back to, saneism. There was a man who drove what he called the lobotomobile. The lobotomobile would go to houses. Normally, what you do with an insane relative is you throw them in the attic, or you keep them at home, and you just condescend to them, you control them, you keep them in line. It was a good way to handle insanity before there were asylums and hospitals and significant psychological science. Keeping them in the home was one solution. Those people that kept their insane relatives at home had an opportunity to see a doctor that would come to their house and fix the insanity. And the guy that came drove the lobotomobile, and he would say, start saying a nursery rhyme. Like Little Bo, I don't know any nursery rhymes. Little Bo Peep, whatever. Excuse me. So ashamed. So he would say, start saying a nursery rhyme. He would set up the lobotomizer, whatever he called it, against the eye socket so that he could drill into the brain. And he would begin drilling until the person could no longer say the nursery rhyme. That's some evil shit. That is pure evil abuse. That's insane. But that's what saneism is. We're better. You have the disease. You count less than we do. And with Pre-Med 2, it's very Uncle Tommy of him too, because he's surely had manic episodes or something. He was on lithium. So why does he hold something against the insane? He is one, right? Not really. He's a sellout. He never thought my priorities are with the insane people that make sense because I want them to succeed. And with me, it turned dark and his abuse went bloody. And God damn him for that. My gossip circle will continue to expand and I will continue to criticize the world on this channel in the future. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my rant. Have a good day. Goodbye.